Let me ask you something. Have you ever stood up from a chair and felt like your legs just didn't have the same strength they used to? Maybe it was a little wobble, or maybe it was climbing the stairs and realizing, wow, this takes more effort than it used to. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. After 60, many people start to notice that their muscles aren't bouncing back the way they once did, even if they're staying active and eating pretty healthy. But here's the good news. It's not too late. Not even close. In fact, researchers have discovered something surprising. There's one specific type of food, often overlooked and sometimes even avoided, that can actually help rebuild lost muscle faster, boost your energy, and even support better balance and bone strength. This isn't a magic pill or some expensive supplement. It's real food, backed by real science. And once you understand why it works, you'll never look at your meals the same way again. Now, I know you've probably heard advice like eat more protein or get your calcium or lift weights. All of that matters. But there's one food that acts like a spark plug. It helps your body actually use the nutrients you're already giving it and helps turn that fuel into real working strength. Think of your muscles like a house. Over time, parts of that house get worn down. The stairs creak, the walls get scuffed, and some floorboards start to sag. What if you had the perfect kind of lumber to repair that house? Strong, supportive, and just the right fit. That's what this food does for your body. It gives your muscles what they need to repair, rebuild, and bounce back, even in your 60s, 70s, and beyond. In today's video, we're going to break it all down, simply, clearly, and in a way that actually sticks. No complicated jargon, just helpful science you can use. Like a knowledgeable friend guiding you towards strength and energy you can feel again. Here's what you'll learn. The one food that's scientifically proven to rebuild muscle faster after 60, how it helps you absorb and use protein more effectively, why it supports balance, energy, and even brain health, the best way to add it into your routine, with simple, realistic tips, and how just a few changes in your meals can help you feel stronger in just a few weeks. You don't have to settle for weakness or fatigue. You don't have to give up your walks, your hobbies, or your independence. With the right tools and a little bit of know-how, your body can still build strength, regain stability, and help you feel more clear-headed, confident, and in control. So, let's get into it. The missing link in most older adults' diets: leucine. Let's start with something you've probably heard 100 times. Eat more protein to keep your muscles strong. That's true, but it's also incomplete. Because the real key, the part that almost no one talks about, isn't just eating more protein. It's eating the right kind of protein. Specifically, protein that contains enough of a powerful little nutrient called leucine. Now, don't worry, you don't need to memorize the name. But leucine is an amino acid, basically a building block of protein. And here's what's fascinating. Leucine is like the ignition key for muscle growth. Without it, your body has the raw materials but no signal to use them. It's kind of like trying to bake a cake with flour, eggs, and sugar, but never turning on the oven. Everything is there, but nothing actually comes together. After 60, this becomes even more important. You see, as we age, our muscles become what scientists call anabolic resistance. That's just a fancy way of saying your muscles don't respond to food and exercise as quickly as they used to. They need a stronger signal. And that's where leucine comes in. Researchers have found that older adults need more leucine per meal than younger people to kickstart muscle repair. In fact, one study published in the Journal of Nutrition showed that when older adults got enough leucine in a meal, their muscle-building response looked almost identical to younger adults. In other words, it's not that your body can't build muscle after 60. It's that most people aren't giving it the right signal to start. So where does leucine come from? Mainly from high-quality protein sources like eggs, chicken, beef, fish, dairy products, especially one food we'll talk about soon. and to a lesser extent, certain plant proteins like soy and legumes. But here's the catch. A lot of older adults are eating protein that's too low in leucine, like toast and fruit for breakfast, or a small salad with hardly any protein at lunch. Even if it looks healthy, it may not be feeding your muscles properly. A simple thing you can do is this. Start checking your meals for at least one leucine-rich protein source. It doesn't have to be a huge steak. Even just adding Greek yogurt, eggs, or a few ounces of lean chicken can make a big difference. Let me ask you, when's the last time you really looked at your plate and asked, is this meal actually helping me rebuild muscle? Because here's the truth. If you're over 60, you can absolutely stay strong. You can rebuild the muscle you've lost, but only if you give your body the tools it needs. And leucine is tool number one. In the next section, we'll talk about why building muscle gets harder after 60 and how to flip the switch back on. It's not your fault. It's just biology. But the good news? There's something you can do about it. Why muscle gets harder to build after 60 and how to flip the switch. Let me ask you a simple question. Have you ever felt like you're doing all the right things, eating pretty well, staying active, but your strength still seems to be slipping? Maybe your legs feel a little weaker getting out of a chair, or it takes longer to recover after a walk or some gardening. That's not just in your head. There's a real reason for it, and once you understand what's going on, you can take real steps to turn it around. Here's what researchers have found. As we age, something called anabolic resistance starts to set in. Now, don't let that term scare you. All it means is this: your muscles don't respond as strongly to food and exercise as they used to. In your 20s or 30s, your body could take just a little bit of protein and quickly start building or repairing muscle. But after 60, it takes more of a signal, a bigger push, to get that same response. Think of it like this. Imagine your muscles are like a sponge. In your younger years, they soaked up protein like water, quickly and easily. But now, the sponge is drier, a little tougher, so you have to press harder to get the nutrients in. The good news? You can press harder, and when you do, your muscles will respond. The key is twofold. 1. Get enough of the right protein, especially leucine-rich foods, remember from part 1. Leucine acts like the ignition key. Without it, the engine doesn't start. And studies show that when older adults get at least 2.5 to 3 grams of leucine per meal, it helps overcome anabolic resistance and signals the body to start rebuilding muscle. That's why eating small amounts of protein scattered throughout the day might not be enough. Instead, try to get a good dose of high-quality protein at each meal, especially breakfast, when most people fall short. 2. Combine that with movement, even gentle strength exercises. Your muscles respond best when they get a double signal: protein plus movement. You don't need a gym, you don't need to lift heavy weights, just simple body weight movements like chair squats, leg lifts, or light resistance bands can help turn the lights back on in those sleepy muscle cells. Even walking, when paired with the right nutrition, can help your body respond better. Let me pause and ask you something. What would it feel like to walk up the stairs without that heavy, dragging feeling in your legs? What if you felt steadier on your feet, more confident in your body? That's not wishful thinking, it's biology working in your favor. When you give your muscles what they need, enough leucine, the right timing, and gentle activation through movement, you're telling your body, hey, I'm still here, let's keep building, and your body listens. So, the takeaway here is simple. Eat more leucine-rich protein and move your muscles regularly. Even small steps make a difference, especially when you stay consistent. Coming up next, we're going to reveal the one specific food that gives you a powerful dose of leucine in a form that's easy to digest, easy to use, and easy to enjoy, even if you're not a big eater. Before we dive into that, if this insight is helping you, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We've got more real-life, science-backed tools coming your way to help you feel stronger, clearer, and more energized at any age. Now, let's talk about the one food that could be your best ally in rebuilding strength. The one food that's packed with muscle rebuilding power. All right, let's get into it. We've talked about how your muscles need more leucine to rebuild after 60 and how aging muscles need a stronger signal to grow. So now you might be wondering, what's the best, most reliable food to deliver that leucine punch in a way that's easy on your body, affordable, and simple to add to your day? The answer may surprise you. It's not steak, it's not protein bars, it's not even chicken. It's something you might already have in your fridge, or at least walk by in the grocery store every week: whey protein. Yes, whey protein, the same thing athletes have been using for years, is actually one of the most powerful tools older adults can use to rebuild muscle. Let's break it down. Whey is a byproduct of dairy. It's what remains when milk is turned into cheese. But what makes whey special isn't just that it's high in protein, it's that it's packed with leucine, more than almost any other food gram for gram. Here's what researchers have found. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that whey protein stimulates muscle protein synthesis, the process of building new muscle, more effectively than other proteins, especially in older adults. And here's why that matters. Whey is easy to digest. Even if your appetite is low, it gets into your system quickly, perfect after activity or in the morning. It delivers exactly the amino acids your muscles need to rebuild, and most importantly, it gives you that leucine spark to flip on the muscle-building process. It's kind of like flipping on a light switch after a storm. Everything's still there, the wires, the bulbs, the outlets, but without power, nothing turns on. Whey gives your body the power. Now, if you're thinking, isn't protein powder just for bodybuilders? Let me ease your mind. This isn't about bulking up. This is about rebuilding the muscle you naturally lose with age. The same muscle that helps you stand up with ease, keep your balance, protect your joints, and move with confidence. And here's the best part: a single scoop of whey protein mixed in water or milk can deliver the exact amount of leucine your body needs to rebuild muscle after a meal or exercise. No complicated prep, no massive meals, just a simple, effective tool to help your body stay strong. You can mix it into a smoothie, stir it into oatmeal, blend it with fruit and almond milk, or even just shake it up with water for a quick, muscle-friendly drink. Let me ask you, have you ever skipped breakfast or grabbed something like toast and coffee thinking that was enough? That's a missed opportunity for your muscles. But a scoop of whey protein in the morning? That's fuel, that's nourishment, that's rebuilding, starting from the inside out. And if you're dairy sensitive? There are whey isolates that remove most of the lactose, or you can explore plant-based alternatives, like soy or pea protein, though they may need a little more to match the leucine content of whey. So to wrap this section up, whey protein is one of the most powerful muscle-rebuilding foods after 60. It's easy, efficient, and scientifically proven to work, especially when paired with movement and timing, which we'll talk about next. Coming up, we'll explore why timing matters almost as much as the food itself, and how just shifting when you eat protein can boost your strength over time. When you eat matters, not just what you eat. So, we've covered what your body needs, leucine-rich foods like whey protein to rebuild muscle after 60, but here's something a lot of people miss. When you eat protein can be just as important as what you eat. Let me explain with a simple analogy. Think of your muscles like a construction crew. They've got the materials, protein, the blueprint, your body's repair signals, and the tools, your activity. But they only show up at certain times of day. If the materials arrive when no one's on site, not much gets built. That's what happens when you eat protein at the wrong time, especially without activity nearby or when your muscles are least responsive. Here's what researchers have found. Most older adults eat very little protein at breakfast, a bit more at lunch, and then a huge serving at dinner. But the body can't store extra protein to use later. It uses what it can when it can, A study from the Journal of Nutrition found that spreading protein evenly throughout the day, especially starting with a solid, leucine-rich breakfast, led to more muscle growth and better strength compared to those who packed all their protein into dinner. So, how do we use this? Here's a simple, powerful shift. Eat 25 to 30 grams of protein at each meal, especially breakfast and lunch, with at least 2.5 grams of leucine. You don't need to measure grams every time. Just build each meal around a quality protein source. Here's what that could look like. Breakfast: Greek yogurt with berries plus a scoop of whey protein. Lunch: grilled chicken over a hearty salad or eggs with sautéed vegetables. Dinner: salmon with roasted veggies and quinoa or sweet potato. Now, pair that with the other side of the timing coin, movement. Your muscles are most responsive to protein within about 1 to 2 hours after activity. That means if you go for a walk, do some gentle strength work, or even some housework that gets your heart rate up. Follow that up with a protein-rich snack or meal. It's kind of like planting seeds right before a rainstorm. The conditions are perfect for growth. Have you ever gone to a fitness class or done yard work and then just skipped lunch or grabbed crackers instead? That's a missed chance to rebuild. A simple thing you can do is this: after any kind of physical effort, even 10 minutes, give your muscles a thank you with a scoop of whey protein, some cottage cheese, or a tuna wrap. It's not about being perfect, it's about being intentional. Let me ask you, what's one meal in your day where you could add a little more protein and time it just right to support your strength? You might be surprised how much better you feel after just a few days of eating with your muscles in mind. Remember, your body still wants to grow, recover, and stay strong. It just needs the right timing and the right tools. If this insight is helping you, go ahead and subscribe. We've got more practical tools and science-backed tips coming to help you feel better, move better, and age with strength. Next up, we're going to bring this all together and show you how to easily add this food into your everyday routine. Whether you're cooking at home, eating out, or just not that hungry, simple ways to add this muscle-building food into your routine. So, we've talked about what your body needs to rebuild muscle. High-quality protein with leucine, especially whey. We've talked about when to eat it, spacing it out, and timing it around movement. Now, let's make it real. Because here's what I hear all the time. I know I need more protein, but I'm just not that hungry in the morning. I'm tired of cooking. I eat pretty light. How am I supposed to fit all that in? If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. And here's the good news. You don't need to change everything. You just need to make a few small, smart shifts, the kind that fit naturally into your lifestyle. Let's start with breakfast. The most underrated opportunity to feed your muscles. Easy. Option 1. The 2-minute morning shake. If you don't feel like eating a full breakfast, try this. 1 scoop of whey protein, 1 cup of milk, dairy or fortified almond/soy milk, a small banana or handful of berries, optional, a spoonful of peanut butter or flaxseed blend or shake it up. Done in under 2 minutes. You've just given your muscles a perfect wake-up meal with leucine, protein, and energy. Easy option 2, add to what you already eat. If you already have cereal or oatmeal, stir in a scoop of unflavored or vanilla whey protein or a few spoonfuls of Greek yogurt. Or top it with nuts and seeds for a protein boost. Small additions like this help you reach that 25 to 30 grams of protein without making you feel stuffed. Easy option 3, lunch upgrades. Let's say you're making a sandwich. Instead of just lettuce and tomato, try adding lean turkey or tuna, swapping mayo for cottage cheese or hummus, tossing in a hard-boiled egg or even a slice of cheese for extra protein. Or, if you love soup, add lentils, shredded chicken, or a scoop of protein powder into broth-based soups. It dissolves better than you might think. Snack tip: make protein easy to grab. Here are a few grab-and-go protein boosts that take zero prep. A single-serve Greek yogurt, a protein shake in a shaker bottle, a hard-boiled egg, a slice of cheese and a few almonds. A protein bar, check for at least 15 grams of protein and low sugar. Keep them where you'll see them, not hidden behind the crackers. Dinner? You're probably already close. Most people eat their biggest protein meal at dinner. That's great. Just be sure you're balancing it with earlier protein in the day so your muscles stay fed and ready to grow. And here's a gentle challenge. If dinner is your only big meal, ask yourself, can I move just a little bit of that protein earlier in the day, even 10 grams more at breakfast or lunch? You'll be amazed what that small shift can do over a few weeks. Because again, it's not about eating more overall, it's about eating smarter, giving your body what it needs when it can use it best. Now, one last tip. If you ever skip meals because you're busy, not hungry, or just forget, set a little reminder on your phone or write a note on the fridge. Feed your muscles. They're listening. Because they are. And even if you've lost strength, it's not too late. Change is possible. Recovery is possible. And it doesn't take a huge overhaul, just a few smart steps. Next up, in part 6, we're going to talk about how to track progress and keep momentum, even if the scale doesn't move or the mirror doesn't change overnight. It's about noticing the real signs that your body is rebuilding. From energy to stability to confidence, how to know it's working. Signs your body is rebuilding muscle. Let me ask you something. Have you ever made a healthy change, started strong, but then a week or two later thought, is this even doing anything? That feeling is so common, especially with muscle building, because it's not always obvious at first. You might not wake up with bulging biceps, but that doesn't mean your body isn't rebuilding, healing, or getting stronger. So how do you know it's working? Let's look at some subtle but very real signs that your muscle building routine is kicking in. 1. You stand up more easily. This is one of the earliest signs. If you notice it's getting a bit easier to stand up from the couch, get out of the car, or climb stairs without grabbing the rail, your muscles are getting stronger. That's your legs and core responding to the protein and movement combo. Think of it like this. If your body feels just a little more willing to move, that's a win. 2. Less fatigue during the day. Protein doesn't just rebuild muscle, it supports steady energy, better blood sugar balance, and fewer crashes. So if you start to feel like you're not hitting that 2 p.m. wall as hard, you're more alert in the morning, you can run errands without needing a nap. That's progress. That's your body running on better fuel. 3. Clothes fit differently, in a good way. You might notice your pants fitting better around your waist, not because you're shrinking, but because your body is shifting its composition. As you build lean muscle and reduce excess fat, your body becomes more toned and efficient. It's not about weight loss, it's about muscle gain and mobility gain. 4. Better balance and stability. Here's a big one. If you feel less wobbly when you walk, more confident climbing stairs or stepping over things, or you just feel more in your body, like it's responding faster and steadier, that's your muscles supporting your nervous system. It's also one of the biggest protectors against falls, one of the greatest health risks over 60. 5. Your mood lifts. It might surprise you, but getting enough protein, especially with leucine, doesn't just help muscles, it helps your brain, your mood, even your focus. Studies show that when older adults get consistent protein and pair it with gentle activity, they report feeling less anxious, sleeping better, feeling more optimistic or with it. Why? Because you're giving your body the raw materials it needs to restore, repair, and regulate. Now here's something important. These signs don't all show up at once. It might take a week or two to feel the energy shift, a month to notice a little more strength, longer to see it in the mirror. But every time you make a better breakfast, add a scoop of protein to lunch, take a short walk and refuel after, you're telling your body you still matter, you're still growing. That message alone changes everything. Let me ask you this. What's one change you've made recently, even a small one, that made your day feel just a little easier? That's the kind of clue to look for, not perfection, just progress. And remember, you're not alone in this. If this series is helping you feel more hopeful, more in control, or just more curious about your health, go ahead and like this video and subscribe. We're building a community here that believes aging can be strong, clear, and energized. In the final part, we'll wrap it all together with a quick recap, one powerful tip to try today, and a message to carry with you every day. Conclusion: rebuilding strength, one bite at a time. Let's pause for a moment. Take a breath. You've just learned something that most people never hear, especially after 60. That your body is still capable of rebuilding, strengthening, and supporting you. Not someday, not if you were younger, but right now, with the right tools. And it all starts with this one simple thing: the food you give your muscles. Here's what we've learned. Your muscles naturally weaken with age, but that doesn't mean it's over. With the right nutrients and movement, you can rebuild them, even after decades of loss. Leucine is the key amino acid your body needs to trigger muscle growth. And the best, easiest source? Whey protein. Protein alone isn't enough. Your muscles need the signal from activity. Even 10 minutes of walking or light resistance can flip the switch. Timing matters. Eating protein after movement and evenly throughout the day helps your body actually use it to build and repair. You don't need to overhaul your diet. Just add in a few easy options like protein shakes, Greek yogurt, or high-protein lunches that fuel your strength. You can track progress through how you feel. More energy, better balance, steadier mood, easier movement. These are the quiet victories of rebuilding muscle. So, what can you do today? Let's make it simple. Before the day is over, try one of these. Add a scoop of whey protein to your breakfast or lunch. Go for a short walk, then have a protein snack. Notice how your body feels after eating with your muscles in mind. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be intentional. Every bite of high-quality protein you choose is like sending your body a message. You're worth supporting. You're worth strengthening, and you are. Remember this: it's never too late to rebuild. Your muscles are listening, your brain is responding, your energy, balance, and confidence are all waiting for the right fuel. And you don't have to do it alone. If this video gave you something helpful, something hopeful, I invite you to like this video so others can find it. Comment below with what change you're trying. Subscribe for more science-made simple tools to help you stay strong, clear, and energized. We've got more coming your way. From building better balance, to strengthening your legs, to boosting mood and memory through smart, sustainable habits. But for now, start with this one food, use it well, and watch what happens when you give your body what it's been asking for all along. You've got this. I'm cheering you on, and I'll see you in the next one.